Oh, all right, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, right? I don't know if you guys are pumped, and I want to know what level of pumped you are for Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. Are you ready to fork out that 74.99? They did the courtesy of not charging you 79.99, but they're going to charge you 74.99. I like they're doing you a
Oh,
favor. You know what I mean? In fact, Keith Thurman was talking about he was selling the shit out of it. Just check it out. Check this out.
I don't want people, I don't want you guys to have to pay to watch me fight. I don't want your money. I make enough money. I do not want your money. I'd rather see 10 million, 14 million. I'd rather get 20 million viewers on a network like CBS than to take the fans and entice them to pay for my fight.
Yo, oh, that was the wrong interview. Wait, what was that?
D, when was that from?
That was back when he was going to fight Garcia on CBS and all that. So it was a while back. That's when they were promoting. Remember the T-shirts, hashtag free boxing for everybody? Remember that? PBC was pushing free fights for everybody. Pay-per-view's dead, just like the Zone did. The Zone's going to go to pay-per-view too soon, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. All right? But free TV for all. But now, hey, now that they're selling us Mario Barrios, you know, and all that good stuff. Queen, Mika, if you don't mind, give us your thoughts on this fight. Are you looking forward to the fight? Are you going to pay for the fight? Are you pumped? From a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not so excited, 10 being like pumped as you can get for this fight, how pumped are you?
I would say about a 7. I'm gonna give it like a C or 8 because I do like Keith Thurman a lot. The issue that I feel like being a boxing fan, you really do have to have money saved up, or you really, you got to have a little funds because 74.99 for a Keith Thurman versus a Mario Barrios fight. Ooh. That's like first of the month too. Listen, that's like February. When is that? That's the first week of February. So that's a lot of money for the queen to be spending right now, okay, for her funds. But I am a boxing fan. So I am going to support. I'm not going to lie. I am definitely going to watch the fight. I have always been a big Keith Thurman fan. Things that stand out to me, especially with Keith Thurman, is his quickness, his power, the way he's able to move in and out very well. And Mario Barrios, I like certain things that I saw from him even in the Tank fight. That's a step up. So we get to see certain things from him. So I'm definitely still looking forward to it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a little pricey for that. It's a little pricey.
Honestly, I gotta give credit to my man Keith Thurman. On the mic, I think he's the best in the game. I'm not gonna lie. I think his mic skills are top notch. I love listening to his interviews. I love his self-confidence. I honestly appreciate the way he breaks down fights. I think he's very good at it. And I think he has a very big career as an analyst ahead of him after he retires from the sport. I'm a big fan of Kenny One-Time T, and I'm a big fan of Keith One-Time Thurman.
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman. Now, I'm not a big fan of this fight. Keith One-Time Thurman, who at one time was one of the top welterweights in the world at one time. That's been some time, and he's no longer that.
But to me, why is PBC hell bent? And what's your excitement level for this fight? Why these pay-per-views, bro? Why?
It's for the money. But I gotta just
tell money. They're not making money. They're not selling shit.
No, they want. They need. I don't know if they need the money or what. But let's just get to it to the entirety of the card. Like everybody's just talking about Thurman and Barrios, but are you guys interested in Santa Cruz versus Carvajal, Ramos versus Lopez? Are you interested in Neri versus Castro? The overall card to me has an entertaining feel to it. I think Maestro, right? You were saying that, I don't know who was saying that this was a terrible matchup for Thurman Barrios. I can understand certain things.
I said it.
I can understand you saying that because Barrios coming up in weight. He just lost to a lighter guy. You could throw all the shade on him, but I think that his height and depending on how he recovered and actually put the weight back on, he has the frame to be able to fight at 147, no problem.
What's your excitement level for this? And I want to know, because you buy everything. So are you going to buy this one? I want to know that question. That's number one.
It's already purchased.
Okay. And you already Jesus Christ. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with this guy?
Starting in the Beeb Industries corporate.
I just don't get it. But okay. And why is PBC doing this? I know do me sick, I guess they're trying to make a little bit of something, but
PBC is doing this not out of desire, but out of necessity, because back when they were putting these fights on regular TV, they had the $500 million from Waddell Reed. They were able to do the time buys on the networks. And now the money, I'm assuming, ran out, and the networks are no longer allowing them to do that. So right now they're putting on so many pay-per-views is because the networks won't give them the dates, and they won't put up the money for the fight. So they have to get the revenue through the pay-per-view model, right? So the guarantees are less, and they're saying to the promoter, you shoulder the financial burden, and we're going to shoulder less of it. And we don't want to give the dates up because we can put something else on that's going to do better ratings for us, right?
It was a little bit different when you could load up a whole bunch of your friends in the house pre-COVID to split up that $75. So you'd all chip in 10, or you bring the beverages and somebody else would provide the food. And, it ended up being 10 or 15 bucks out of everyone's pocket. That's a very different story. That is not really happening. And this is one of those, Pennywise and pound foolish decisions. When Thurman and Porter fought on broadcast TV, it was a barn burner. It got millions of viewers. That is what you invest in, and yes, you take a loss in, to bring someone back that you think will eventually pay off. And you make that investment, you let it grow, and the next time, instead of them skating by with 125,000 buys, if they even get that much, they'll triple it. So it's a very short-sighted business.
This fight, it's interesting. I remember interviewing Julian Williams when the PBC was first going free, and he was like, how could you, criticize it if it's free? And a lot of the PBC guys, they were very excited. It was an exciting time. PBC was going up, and everybody's wearing suits, and they're doing these promos, and free TV's back. And then you realize that they really were building a brand. They were getting as many eyeballs as they could, and then they were going to move on to the next TV deal, just like every other promoter does. Even if Al Heyman doesn't call himself a promoter, but is a manager, he's running the company. I think the reason they're hitting us with all these pay-per-views is maybe to get us used to it. Maybe the prices will drop, or they're gauging what we'll pay for, and that ultimately this would be like a brand like the UFC that you can sell. Maybe they're trying to increase their values, their numbers that way, and getting people used to it. P.T. Barnum used to say that if you call something a hit long enough, eventually it will become one. And putting Keith Thurman on pay-per-view against Mario Barrios, I guess, would be in that kind of playbook. It's an awful matchup for the venue that they're putting it at, not the location, but putting it on for the platform, rather, pay-per-view. And I agree with Gail. We live in a capitalist society, and so if everybody wants to be rah-rah about capitalism, well, sometimes the only power that you have is by hitting people in their wallet and letting them know that you don't want their product.
1 to 10, right? How excited I am?
It's a 10.
Negative 27,000. If it was free, maybe it would be a 1. Keith Thurman hasn't fought in 2.5 years. He's fought 4 times in the past 6 years. I've always felt he was overvalued. He got a split decision against another guy I always felt was overvalued in Danny Garcia. Lost to Manny Pacquiao, an older Manny Pacquiao, and I thought he lost to Sean Porter. Now, you can go the other way with those things. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, Keith Thurman is not – he's just not a guy who is hot right now. Okay? He's just not. And Mario Barrios just lost to Tank Davis. He lost. Keith Thurman lost his last fight 2.5 years ago. So we're putting a fight behind a paywall. There's a paywall here, a $74.99 paywall, not $9.99, $74.99 paywall.
You got a $5 discount.
In order to get past that paywall, you got to pay $74.99 to see two guys who lost their last fights and didn't look as fresh as doing.
Hold on, Alex, really quick. And the pre-main event has a dude that got knocked out in the last fight.
But another thing I love is hyping up guys who lost their last fights. It was hilarious, and they did the same thing with Isaac Cruz. When they lost to Tank Davis, it was, these guys were actually better than we thought. They did that whole thing with Matteo Barrios. So no, Matteo Barrios lost to a guy moving up from 135, a guy who was naturally smaller than him. He lost the fight. He got stopped. He didn't even go 12, and he's on pay-per-view.